Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
You good to go?
Are you alright? There's a good girl.
I'm not a dog. I'm very much a cat.
I'm definitely a dog.
I'm a dog.
Phoebe Mills, David Thomas. Phoebe Mills, David Thomas.
Thomas.
Mills.
Thomas. We are Boomer Cunt. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I love that band.
Oh my god.
I like
Take
that
two.
it started Once Upon a Time because I was in the world. Why don't you say it but bleep it? Like, yeah.
It's alright, David, calm down. Let's not upset you before the podcast even fucking started. Jesus.
Is that everything?
Hello and welcome back to Is That Everything? I'm David Thomas.
I'm Phoebe Mills. And you want
Sorry, I assumed you were introducing your good friend over here, but
I thought you were going to introduce.
no,
okay.
we'll.
And today,
So
joining
sorry.
us on the podcast is the delightful Beth Agaoglu. Have I said
Yeah,
that right?
pretty good.
Nice, thank
Pretty
you.
good, yeah.
Thank you. I practiced.
That's why I
Did
thought I'd let you
I
do
bet
it.
you really did, didn't
I
you?
did. I was like, Agaoglu.
Yeah, it's good.
There you go. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
She spent all morning saying it in the mirror.
It's really actually at drama school when you have to do your vowels like A, I used to just say my last name.
Oh, nice.
Owl, and it was really good.
That is a good
Nice.
vocal warm up.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. So me and Beth met at the delightful London Dungeons,
Yep.
performing.
I think we would win awards.
To be fair, yeah, I think about that time, and like I think it has a bit of a odd reputation, the London Dungeons, but you are performing at least 5 hours a day on off peak, and then like
Oh, yeah.
20 mini shows an hour when it's
Yeah.
busy.
and then on peak it's like 10 hours every 6 minutes.
I did love it.
If that.
I think of it very fondly.
Mm.
Apart from one or two skits
Yeah.
that I can't fucking stand.
Yeah,
Mrs.
yeah.
Lovett.
Mrs. Lovett can go fuck
Oh,
herself.
she was nasty.
Oh my goodness. No, we both hated. And the thing is, she was the one I was most excited about doing when we joined. And then as I did it, I was like, I hate this cunt.
So there's like secret sounds, isn't there?
Yeah,
like, so
secret
then you
sound.
know that people are waiting or like.
Yeah,
Yes.
people are coming.
Yeah, I remember you breaking this down for
Yeah,
me.
Yeah, if
Like,
you can hear wolves or someone shitting
go
themselves.
on
Yeah.
the cock,
Yeah.
stop on the
Like,
poo or
yeah,
whatever.
on the cock was the worst.
But in Love It was a moo.
Yeah.
And every time you heard it, you wanted to like
Yeah.
murder
And if you
someone.
heard it mid-show, you just hear...
It
and
just
you'd
doesn't
be
make
like-
any sense.
You'd be like, why is there a cow mooing in a pie shop? But I know what's coming.
What did the moo kick off? What did it signify?
It meant that there were people coming from Witch.
Which so
By the way,
which
you
spoiler
were
alert.
fucking terrifying as the witch. That's the only time I've been. You were the witch,
Thank you.
and it
You only did one
scared
show?
the shit out
For-
of me.
No, I did Curiosity Shop as well.
As we've talked about before, when we did Curiosity Shop for the time you were doing it, there was a medical incident.
There was
we
a
were all
medical
kept in the room.
Yeah, so someone had a nosebleed on the way to Mitre Square.
God,
And,
it sounds so weird. When I was in Whitechapel, and when I was in Mitre Square, God, it was a hazard. I got concussion.
I got concussion.
Yeah, you both
Remember I
got
was off-
concussion.
I said you've built like an obstacle course at the back in pitch black. It's not built for 5'9" women,
Right.
and
yeah.
a lot of the cast were like 5, 6 and
Yeah.
under.
Sure.
I said, well, I'm not. Me and another girl, we're 5'9". She's 5'10", I think.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit our heads. It's gonna hurt. I went, no, it'll be fine. Straight into it, like first show.
Both of us got concussions.
Concussion.
Yeah, and then I said,
Jeez.
to, what was it, Mary Ann Cotton, the woman that killed all them kids. That was the show, wasn't it?
One of the regulars.
That was the show that
What are you talking about?
we played Mary Ann Cotton in. That
Who's Mary Ann Cotton?
woman who killed the kids.
What, you mean the witch?
No, in that where I got concussion. Where did you get concussion?
I got concussion at Plague. When
I
I was
did-
playing Scabby.
No, I was killing kids.
Right, was this the Halloween show?
Yes.
I wasn't there for that.
Well,
bit.
fuck my
God.
I joined a week after. So this
So
was
apart.
you joined I think about 6 weeks before me or 4,
Yeah.
4 weeks before
You
me.
would have loved that show.
Yeah.
But that's where I got
Yeah.
concussion. And then
Yeah.
the person who played like on the Ouija board, are you there, Mary? And then they heard a bang and they're like, you all right? I went, no, I just hit my head a bit, but it'll be right. She went, no, you have to report head injuries.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, no, I'll be right. And then my
Yeah.
eye swelled the next day. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Okay, you fine? I'm fine.
I
It
got
was-
signed
it
off
was
for 3
fine.
weeks with my concussion when I went to the doctor because they said it's
Yeah.
like a mild head injury, and then I went to the doctor and the doctor was like, you need 3 weeks off work at least. And so I took 3 weeks off. I remember the
Yeah.
first the first day I went back after my concussion, I remember being on torture, being like, I am going to faint or throw up. And I was stood there on torture, and I was showing them all the like instruments, and I remember picking up the tongue tearers, being like, this is going to go one way or the other, and I can't figure out which one it is. And I remember lifting them up, and they felt 10 times heavier than normal, and everything was spinning, and I was like, I've just come back off sick leave. I can't now take more sick leave because they count how many times you've been off sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't, okay, we're just going to, and I remember that whole day I was like, I should not be back. But then I think I had naturally 2 days off after, which helped.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, that first shift back, I was like, this is, all day I was like, this is hit and miss.
If you've been concussed by equipment at the London Dungeons, write in now to Injury Lawyers for You. It does sound like it's a consistent problem, though. If
it's a big hazard.
It's like so
2
many
out of 2
people bang
people.
their heads, so many people injure themselves. They're very much like, we've ticked all the boxes, so you can't sue us for any
and
of it.
we've taken you on your fire walks, and we've talked about it. Thank God when we did have like a fire alarm go off, you have to go in a certain order, but it's a certain door and a certain time and a certain place. Thank God I just followed whoever.
Yeah.
Or I was doing a skit where I had someone else with me, because otherwise I wouldn't know where I was going.
I never had to take anyone out for a fire alarm.
It's fantastic.
The fire alarm goes off, and it's again sound effects.
Right.
So it's not. So it's like there's a pre-alarm.
Was it dong dong meow?
Meow,
Dong dong meow.
meow.
That's when you know shit could hit the fan.
Is that the
there
actual
could be
fire
like,
alarm?
dong dong meow, and then like, oh yeah, there could be like a fire.
and you're also like.
Is it so they don't like break the experience,
Yeah,
even in case of a fucking fire?
It's basically like your little just to let you know the fire alarm could go off, so be prepared, but carry on your show whilst you hear dong dong meow,
Dong dong meow.
Should we get into the
Let's get into the
main
main
meat of the podcast? Do you have a story for us, Beth?
Yeah, I do. I have one where, God, I can't believe, you know when you're like afterwards, like, you think of so many things like, I should have said this and done that.
Yeah.
I don't like feeling that way, so I tend to just, in the moment, say what I don't want to say, oh, I wish I'd said that, so I just say it.
Fair play to you, because I'm absolutely I wish I'd said that.
Yeah, me too.
And I hate it. So I was working at, it's within a very big entertainment group. I'm not going to name names because I am worried.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not on good terms with them.
Okay.
And what I'll say is, it's London's biggest attraction, I dare say. Would you say
Right.
that? You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it's one of London's main big.
It's if you're going,
attractions.
you go on
Right.
TikTok, what to see in London. That'll be one of them.
One of them, yeah.
Sure. Okay, I think I'm with you.
It's the worst job I've ever had in my life, and I must have had about 50 jobs.
Yeah.
That's the worst one.
That is the worst one.
Yeah, I've
Really?
heard so many horror
I've cleaned
stories.
toilets, I've cleaned mold,
Oh,
I've
God.
picked up shit. This has been the worst job I've ever had. Thank God it was only 6 months. But in summer, it is busy. You have 20,000 visitors.
Sure.
So in this job, I scan tickets. I count how many people to let on. Or I let them on and say, watch your step, blah, blah, blah. Or let them off
Yeah.
and say, enjoy the rest of your day. And then I check for bombs and stuff. That was the job. That's
Sure,
it.
yeah.
And then when it's busy, we had a big, you go further out into, let's say, the gardens, and that's how big the queue goes. They put me at the back. I'm like, great, you can fuck about a little bit more at the back. No one can tell me off. I was like, great, but it was so busy, and you like, can I have tickets, please? And what's annoying about this company is that they had a time on the ticket, and everyone thought, quite rightly so, that's the time you get on to this attraction. Another lie, that's the time you start queuing, which isn't
Sure.
clear, right? So a lot of the days, like, no, that's the time you start queuing. How long's the queue? 45 minutes. Well, we've booked Shrek at past. I went,
Yeah.
well, you're not seeing Shrek.
Yeah.
You're not seeing Fiona.
It's us or them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it was a busy day. It was hot. We weren't allowed to wear shorts that they didn't provide for us. So if not, you're wearing long black trousers. Like, Christ, I hate this place. But I'm at the back and I'm having a laugh. So I'm letting people on. Yeah. Tickets, please. Can I see your tickets? We're taking time slot. So only from a certain time.
Yeah.
And this woman, I'm going to say she's Northern Irish because I might attempt a Northern Irish accent at
Please
some
Go
point.
for it, please do.
Yeah.
In certain words, like not yet. And she goes, well, I'm not doing it right now. This is my son. Can he get in the queue and start queuing up, but his dad's in the toilet? And I went, well, have you got the ticket? I'll let you do that. She went, no, he's got it. I said, well, like, and then I can't let you start queuing. She went,
Yeah.
well, why? We bought a ticket, the very expensive tickets. I'm like, I know they're expensive. I know they're expensive. I was like, I honestly, I can't let you on or start queuing without seeing the ticket, because anyone could say that.
I was going to say,
my
fucking
God.
prove it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I
exactly.
will let any Tom, Dick and Harry on then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, I just don't understand why you won't let him, like, queue, look at the queue, he's not going to be on for an hour. And I went, well, it's a 45-minute wait, not an hour. So, and she went, fucking bitch. And I went, what did you say?
Whoa.
She went, you fucking Jobsworth, you fucking cunt, fucking bitch, you won't even let my son on. I said, fucking bitch. And I went, what are you saying? She went, you're a fucking Jobsworth. And do you know what's funny? I'm just not a Jobsworth.
No, you're not a Jobsworth.
I fucking hate
No, that's the bare minimum.
Yeah, and I was like, and
Show
she,
me your ticket to get in.
Also, you'd have gotten so much
Fucking
shit if you'd let her on.
I know,
Yeah,
I would have got
exactly.
bollocks, because if she had got there with her son,
Yeah.
she didn't have the ticket. It was her and her husband.
Yeah.
No, it was her husband and her son, not her. She wasn't going on,
Yeah.
probably because it was
Yeah.
an overpriced attraction.
Yeah.
They all couldn't afford to go on. And I said, you need to stop talking to me like that, because I won't let you on at all. Who am I to say?
Of course.
I just won't let you on this. I won't let you on. She went, fucking bitch. And she was chuntering on in the background. And I went, right, I don't want to let them on, full stop now. I don't care that you spent 80 quid. So I called your radio. You say your little radio
Yeah.
codes. Because you had to learn 100 codes
Yeah,
for
you
this
do.
job.
Jeez.
100 codes, take 3 exams. 3 exams. A verbal, a written, and a theory.
It's
So
like
I
a
knew,
branch of the military at this point.
yeah. And I said, can someone come to the back of the queue? And I say, this woman, and she's still going, fucking bitch. I can hear her. She's just not stopping. And then my team leader's like, what's going on? I went, this woman, as you can hear her, who's going on about me, she didn't have a ticket, I won't let her on. And he says, you speak to my member of stuff like that, I won't let you on.
Fair play, yeah.
And
Good.
then the husband comes and he's like, I just don't understand why you won't let him on. I went, how many times do I have to say it? I need to see your ticket. He went, well, they're here. I went, well, where were you then?
Yeah.
Taking a shit. I went, I'm glad you've gone, because now I can let you on. But
Yeah.
it was, I was like,
Jeez.
oh my God, the fucking Jobsworth. Fucking bitch. It was like, it was like a broken remote. You fucking Jobs. I was like, oh, let's just.
And they still got on.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'd
that
have
sucks.
actively
Yeah.
campaigned to get rid of them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have I don't know why we let him on.
Yeah.
But I was, and then there's like so many people, like it was halfway through the day, I probably scanned like 10,000 tickets at this point. And sometimes I am quite lax. I'm like, yeah, if your ticket's for tomorrow, just get on now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can be really nice. You
Fucking jobs.
yeah, fucking Jobsworth. But yeah, it was horrible.
Why
And
won't you let me, a stranger you've never met, get on without a ticket that you can't see because I say I've got one? Fucking
I'll be like,
Jobsworth.
yeah, no, you're so spot on. Come on.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll upgrade you to fast track. Go on there as well. It was ridiculous.
Honestly, it's
Jesus
like if you want
Christ.
some leeway, or just be like, look, is it all right? Is it okay? And like you're not being a dick about it. Like you're just like, sorry, I'm doing my job. She should have gone with the thing of maybe they might let us on. We'll chance it, but it's probably going to be a no. Not we'll chance it. It's probably going to be a yes. And is my hair sticking up?
Why?
I just saw you look at the top of my head.
I was just looking at these fridge magnets
Oh,
here.
right, sorry. And I was like, what's he looking at?
I like these food magnets.
Thank you. They're
Knowledge is the
philosophical.
food of the soul.
Just putting
Plato.
your hair down. It's crazy.
Thank you.
But yeah, that was, and at that point I thought it's not worth the living wage I get
no,
Sure.
no.
for this.
For her to keep going, I don't know why. I don't
Call
understand.
you a bitch as well.
When
like,
you've
that's a step
said
too far.
you don't have a ticket. That's why. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Show me the ticket. You can get on.
Yeah.
Do you know
I don't understand.
if she was
If
like,
he'd
he's
come
come,
said,
yeah.
show me the ticket, and then gone for a shit, and then like,
Yeah, I would have been
Yeah.
absolutely fine. But yeah, that's fine. Like your son can queue.
yeah,
But no, she
What a
was
dickhead.
being a bitch, so I treated her like one.
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I think like maybe like 5 years ago, I would have been like quite shy and nervous and be like, oh my God, like she's calling me a bitch. I'm gonna call. But I was like, what'd you say? I was just confident. I was like, go on, say it again. I won't let you on. I won't let you on then. £42 wasted, sorry. I was like, hasn't everyone in the world been on this thing now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is there people left to go on it?
I know.
Jesus, I know. I'm
Like,
yeah.
hasn't everyone in this fucking planet been on this stupid thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's so... London's going to stay the same.
Slow.
Go on
It's
Google
so
Maps,
slow.
hon.
Yeah.
Go on Google. It's shit.
It's so slow.
Everyone will guess what this
Yeah,
job
exactly.
is.
That's-
And it
yeah,
was
but-
the worst job ever.
Well, thank you for that story.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. I'm going to read one out, which I think is quite amusing. So, and this is actually somebody choosing to be a bit of a dickhead.
Sure.
Because they were treated like a dickhead. So they decided
Right.
to get their own back
Spot on.
at their employees. Once upon a time, I worked as an outdoor activity instructor. The centre I worked for has been described as a Christian-run outdoor activity centre, although some have used the word cult. I'll let you decide. So,
Right.
I love it.
now at the
Yeah,
time...
getting into some cult shit. Okay.
Now, at the time I was working there, I was an 18-year-old queer. I was open about being queer, much to the disdain of those who are in charge, as I clashed heads a
I'm
lot with
shocked.
some of their beliefs. For example, I was given a gross misconduct disciplinary for having sex with someone of the same gender in the privacy of my own room whilst I lived there. Worked there and lived there. I think they were
But
bored.
so they were doing what they want in their own
in
private
their own
lives.
private lives.
That was their
But
own residence.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And they got gross misconduct for,
That's messed up.
person. I was deeply unhappy. I was working long hours in all weathers and I needed to find ways to get through the day. I did a variety of activities with the groups that came in, from climbing and high ropes to mountain biking, archery and muddy assault courses. Whenever we had primary school age kids in, I would carefully check the rota for the week and work out which groups I would not have for kayaking. I would then slowly start spreading the secret fact that blue is the most waterproof colour to all these kids.
That's cute.
All these kids that I wouldn't have to take on the water. I would do things like change my coat in front of the kids to put my blue one on, and then when it started to rain, and make sure all the kids wore blue helmets if it was ever wet outside, that kind of thing. Basically conditioning them that blue was the only waterproof colour.
Right, okay.
So
Okay, that's fine.
when they
I have
asked
no
me
idea where this is
why,
going.
I
No, me
would
neither,
explain
but-
that blue was the most waterproof colour, and that's why swimming pools are always blue. The centre had lots of kayaks, but only 2 of them were blue, and I would sit very smugly in the staff room listening to my co-workers complain about kids arguing over being in the blue kayaks. No one could work out why so many kids from so many different areas of the country were suddenly all arguing over being in the only 2 blue kayaks.
This is actually kind of genius.
These kids will now be 18, 19, and I often wonder how long it took for them to work out that I had lied. And I apologise if you're one of these poor kids I gaslit, but please know, my partner has a yellow kayak and I have a gold one, and neither one of us have sunk.
I'm so lost.
So
I
basically,
think that's actually
this person, they and they have told me about this. They would take these kids for various activities, and they had their own group for kayaking.
Yeah.
So all the kids that they didn't take for kayaking, they conditioned them that blue was the only waterproof colour, so that all of the other kids in all the other groups wouldn't go kayaking unless they were in blue kayaks. So then all
And
of
there were
the
only
other
two.
And there's only
and
2
there's
blue
only
kayaks.
Yeah.
2 blue kayaks out of all of these kayaks. So all of the other co-workers they had, because they worked at this like hardcore anti-queer Christian centre,
Wild.
would like have to deal with the kids not going kayaking if they couldn't go in the blue kayak, and were constantly stumped as to why all of these different
I love
kids
it.
wouldn't do the kayaking properly.
That's magical.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And you know, knowing
It's so
the
good.
public, there are
Yeah.
wholeheartedly adults now
Yeah.
who still believe it, who are one
Yeah,
of these
they will
kids who
be.
go,
Blue's the
You'll
only
never
whoa,
one.
whoa,
gone
whoa, why
kayaking.
have you got
Yeah.
a green raincoat? That's not going to keep you dry, is it?
No, no.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
borrow one of my
wow.
blue
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
It was
God, I
also
love
my
that.
shoddy reading out, because I'm terrible at reading stories
No,
out sometimes, but
I just
Horrible.
couldn't see the colours.
yeah, but it is. It's like basically it is that. I love that. It's the fact that. And they made sure they did it to all the kids they didn't have to take kayaking.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah,
all
yeah.
of their kids would go kayaking in all of the different coloured kayakings. But if they were working with any of the other kids in any of the other groups that all the others had for kayaking, they just condition them against.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I'd be that kid I'd
Yeah.
be superstitious about, well, I can't
Yeah.
go in the blue kayak.
No,
Like, if it's not blue,
yeah.
I'm not
It's not
doing
blue, I
it.
can't do it.
I'd
Yeah.
tweak really
Are
hard.
you trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Put me in
Yeah.
a red kayak. What are you
Yeah.
playing at?
That's
God,
brilliant.
I'm very curious about this Christian Centre Parks
know.
vibe.
I know.
Yeah, what the hell's that about
I
as
know.
well?
Don't know. Christian youth thing. I think it was in North Wales. So
That tracks.
yeah, there you go.
Right, I've got a story for you guys.
Okay.
It is I'm gonna, for yourselves and for people listening or watching, I am gonna give a bit of a warning before this one because it's absolutely fucking disgusting. I think this is genuinely the grossest story that we've been
Well,
sent.
we've had some really gross stories.
Yeah, I read this when they had sent it in, and I was like, what? I'll just tell you it.
Yep.
So, they've asked to remain anonymous.
Mhm.
I work in a GP in a deprived area. One gent came in, very, very quiet, wasn't keen on getting any help, was homeless, was quite drunk, and not the usual belligerent type. He talks at reception and then nervously scuttles to the toilet. Around 30 minutes after, he leaves the toilet, makes no eye contact, and leaves. The smell immediately hits after the bathroom door opens. This might not be going where you think. It reeks of rotting corpse. The entire floor of this bathroom, every square inch, was covered in maggots. He had an infected wound, and rather than being seen by the GP, as we offered, he just shook them all out in the bathroom, wiped down the wound with tissue, and then went on with his day. This story does have a happy ending, as 3 months on from this he started engaging properly, his wound healed and did well and safely, and he's completely sober now, but I will remember the smell and quantity of maggots till the end of my days.
Oh my.
So you can't say I didn't warn you that that would be the most
I
disgusting.
didn't think you were going to say maggots.
No, I read it and I was like, yep, yet another big sort of story about someone shitting everywhere.
You're in a place where you could be...
Phoebe's frozen.
Look, I just... you're in a place where you can get medical assistance.
Yeah, I know.
And free of charge. But no, I'll shake off the maggots in the toilet and be on my way.
You all right?
I'm gipping.
I would quite like to know what it smelled like.
Oh, God,
Just-
I can only imagine.
Just rotting corpse vibes as well.
Yeah. Because when they said that, I was like, oh, God, he's had a really horrible shit. And then when I heard maggots, I was like, has he pooed some maggots out?
Well, I thought you were going to say it smelled like rotten cops. He's brought like a dead body in.
And just dumped it and
Yeah.
gone on
Or
with his day, yeah.
or like he chopped a limb off or something. Like he'd had a dead finger or something and left it in there.
As if he had that wound for like another 3 months.
Supposedly, yeah.
But the fact that he just
He went in, shook the maggots out.
How many were... Aren't they quite good for wounds? Are you meant to like...
I think probably in the medieval period, yeah. But we've
Sorry,
probably
I'm
got
still
more
in the
effective
dungeon.
things now.
I need to get out of the dungeon. Hang on, let me...
We can't endorse this. Don't put maggots in your wounds, guys.
Unless you're out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
That's
and
like-
then
And you're
shove
cut
maggots
off.
in there.
That's like that story, isn't it? Where do you remember like you used to have like these old sex stories that used to go around and like people would tell these like just to try and gross people out. And one of them was
I don't know of any sex stories with maggots.
Well, that someone like put strawberries up the fanny to have them sucked out by their boyfriend or something, and then forgot about one, and then ended up with maggots in her pussy or something like that.
But how did...
Is that's probably very local to your school, to be fair, because I don't remember that.
Strawberry...
I think it was that.
Yeah, that old chestnut about shoving strawberries up your fanny and
I
getting
think
maggots
we
up there.
had very different school experiences.
Okay.
We had that one about Marilyn Manson taking one of his ribs out so he could tuck himself off, but I think most schools had that.
Yeah.
We had what about the one where someone like shagged somebody, the dead body one, they passed on an STD, like a really specific STD, because the partner was shagging dead bodies, got an STD from shagging dead bodies, then passed it.
What school did you go to?
Do you want to talk about your schooling?
This is a safe space.
Yeah. No. But what was
What?
the STD from the corpse?
I can't remember what it was called. I
Interesting.
feel like that was a fairly common one.
No.
No.
Just you.
No.
Just
No.
Ross and Wine.
Oh, I would not have expected that. I'm glad it wasn't poo.
Yeah, I mean...
you know what? So am I. We've had so much poo on this podcast.
do you know, I do have a poo story coming up,
Okay.
if we get to it at some point. But
Right.
All right, Beth, your turn, darling.
For a poo?
story.
Oh, for a story.
Well, if you want a poo, that's fine.
go for a poo and
Yeah,
tell us a
sure,
story.
yeah.
Oh, it's a stinky story.
Okay, go
actually,
on.
it's another. I currently work. I'm not gonna name. I'm so scared to name names.
You don't have to
just
name
in case
names
it
if you
comes
don't
back
want
to me.
You
You know
don't
my
have to name
reputation
names.
and my
No,
employment
yeah.
history.
Yeah, there you go.
So I work in a very. It's a big shoe company. We sell shoes.
Yeah,
Full
Sure.
stop.
there you go.
And whenever there's like there's a lot of like homeless people on Oxford Street and a lot of notable thieves as well. So we know who they are and what they look like.
Yeah.
Or whenever I hear Beth, I know to look quickly at the socks and the hats because there's probably a thief or someone. You can tell when someone's going to steal. And these group of boys came in and they all looked exactly the same. It was incredible. They all were like wearing the exact same thing. And
was it like matching haircuts and stuff?
Matching haircuts, black tracksuits, all the same trainer. It was wild.
Sure.
And I hear Beth and I'm like, I'm ready. My superhero's out.
Yeah.
And she was like, my colleague, she was like, just take one shoe out. They've asked for like 3 pairs of shoes each. And all 6 of them were like spreading themselves amongst the store.
Yeah.
And we know what they're going to do. So that's why we're giving them 1 pair of shoes. And then I just said, just stop bringing shoes out.
Yeah.
Then they're going to steal.
Yeah.
Completely.
And then I can see we're missing a pair of shoes already. And I said, and I'm looking around. I went, can you bring them out? Those shoes, you're going to pay for them? Oh yeah, I'm thinking, I want to bring them out. I'll have them. And then I start smelling a smell. I was like, what is that? And I'm seeing them faffing around with the socks. Anyway, we made them wait for like 20 minutes. Like, yeah, no, your shoes are coming. But they were ridiculous. They were like, have you got a size 8 in these New Balances? I went, no, we did. We had like 5 pairs. Yeah. What about a size 5? And I said, so what, you're a size 8 and a 5? He went, well, yeah, I'm just looking. I went, no, we don't. Sold out.
Yeah.
And we make them wait and they're longing it out and they eventually leave. And I said, there's a smell in the air still. There's a smell. And I go to where they were sat. There was a big pile of dirty, crusty socks that they'd hidden underneath the bench because they nicked all of our socks and put in all the new ones on and then left theirs. It fucking hummed. It was nasty.
It was a hustle. The shoes were a distraction.
Yeah, they were good.
The socks were the real target.
Like £12 socks. I was like, go for the shoes.
Yeah.
Go for the shoes. But I was like,
what were they doing with their socks that they were all that fucking stinky and crusty?
Oh, it was,
well, like...
and their shoes, like, they look good. They look like good shoes. They were wearing nice shoes. I'll say they looked clean and looked after. And I was like, it stinks. And then I look underneath. I went, look, and we left it for a while because no one wanted to touch it. So this shop like stank, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to move this. Like, disinfected it. It was disgusting. I was like, again. It's not worth minimum wage.
No.
It's not worth it at all.
No.
But
that is a brilliant story.
Yeah, it's stinky.
Oh my God. Imagine just leaving a pile of dirty, stinky socks.
I hate it. And I hate when people try on shoes without socks on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Why would you want to do that?
No, yeah.
Oh, why would you want to get your puppet, your dogs out in the shop? It's great. Stinks.
And I can just imagine these lads being like, all right, quick, they're not looking. Yeah, take your socks off.
I don't know how we didn't really clock that because I was so shoe focused.
I think because you were shoe focused. It's like that video, isn't it, where it's like focus on the ball that's going round and then you don't see the gorilla that like comes on screen and goes off. You ever did that?
I think I know what you're talking about.
This is another one of like, what was your education? It's very different to ours.
All right, kids, we're going to do ball gorilla again today.
They don't tell you about the gorilla because they tell you, like, count how many times they've tossed the ball. So you're there watching the ball, and then everyone goes, did you see the gorilla that came on screen? And you're like, what? And then you notice, like, afterwards very, like,
Phoebe,
clearly that a gorilla comes.
What class
were you in a
in?
very small school with, like, a mix of ages in one class? A sort of custom. It wasn't in, like, a
Were
proper,
you
like,
homeschooled?
A big school.
Did you go to school?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It was a Christian activity camp.
And I lived in a blue kayak.
Yeah. I don't go in anything. I don't go in water.
She's wearing blue in case there's a leak in here now. You got another one for us?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Phoebe.
Did you knock it over?
Yeah, I spilled a bit of water, but it's okay. I'm wearing blue.
It's okay. The floor's blue.
So I've got this guy who is, we're going to call him Tristan, but his name's not Tristan. But these are the antics of Tristan. I worked in recruitment with this guy who was an absolute lunatic, who we will call
Tristan.
Tristan modelled himself off American Psycho, had the same brand of sunglasses, did push-ups in the office and slicked back his hair. He was a top biller for the company, so was never fired for his actions, and his hangover cure was pizzas and prostitutes. So, we all went to a we all went to a co-worker's wedding, who was Tristan's best mate at the time. Tristan got so drunk and was stumbling about, causing absolute chaos. One of the company directors was a groomsman and said to the groom, "Look at the shape of Tristan. You've got to do something. He's acting like it's a fucking nightclub." To which the groom responded, "What do you expect me to do? I'm not going to have an argument with my best mate on my wedding day." So the director decides to sort it out and goes up to Tristan to chew him out. And Tristan grabs a handful of the wedding cake, shoves it in the director's face, and goes, "Fuck off!" And it spread like wildfire through the office come Monday. Another time, there was a new female employee who was lovely and very pretty. Tristan noticed her, introduced himself, asked how she was finding everything, and then said to her, "Well, I'm not meant to say this because I'm management," in air quotes, so when I'm management, but I would totally fuck you right now. He walked off and she looked dumbstruck and was like, "What the fuck?" And all the other girls were like, "That's just Tristan. He just says shit like that all the time."
Tristan.
Yeah, they were all so
Tristan's a
casual about
twat.
it. But I was like, how is this guy still a manager and still working here? I went to a meeting with him, and on the way to the meeting, he was telling me about all the STDs he had. And that's Tristan.
That really paints a picture of the man there.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
The cake.
The
is
sexually
wild.
harassing,
Yeah,
Not
just
me.
shove it.
STD
Like,
ridden.
not me be like, the cake though.
Yeah. I know-
Yeah, forget the rest.
Whatever.
But the cake.
Cake.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't
Imagine.
surprise me he's still employed.
No.
I just think
because he was a
yeah,
top
you
biller.
know.
Apparently it's because he
Completely.
was a top biller. So he's still a management, probably still works for the same recruitment agency. His hangover cure is pizzas and prostitutes. And yeah.
The person who went over to have a word with Tristan at the wedding, was it someone who was working at the wedding, did they say?
No, he was the director of the company.
Oh,
and he was
fuck,
one of the
okay.
groomsmen.
That's
And
insane.
Who's higher up than Tristan?
Yeah, who's higher up than Tristan. And basically Tristan just shoved a load of cake in the wedding cake, which I don't think it had been cut at this point.
Well, that was my.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
literally.
glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
that was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'd be
Literally, I'd be fucking fuming. Literally shoved it in his face
Yeah.
and went, "Fuck off!"
And it probably says a
it'd be
lot about
out.
this groom
Yeah.
as well, that's their like best mate, best man.
Oh my god, I'd need to meet this Tristan
Yeah,
and
but he
tell him.
models himself off American Psycho. That's your
This
first
is not a
warning.
good role
No,
model.
yeah.
No.
This is not a good role model.
I think we should convincingly set ourselves as like an alpha male podcast to try and get Tristan
Put it
on,
on, yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
can just grill him about that.
Yeah.
But it's giving. Can I say Andrew Tate? Like,
Yeah,
of course.
That's
you
the
can.
first thing I'm like.
100%.
The fact he went up to this
Oh.
poor young girl and went, "I am a manager, and I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to sexually harass you. Have a great shift."
And not the other women being
Just,
like, that's just like, yeah.
Oh,
Just,
that's
You-
just what he does.
yeah.
What irritates me about
Just enables him.
Yeah.
those stories is like, even if, and I found that with places I've worked, if all the women came together, gathered evidence,
Yeah.
that man, and they put it forward to HR, wherever
Yeah.
the fuck, that he still probably
He'd
would have a job.
Yeah.
Completely.
Which is,
Absolutely.
I just don't understand. I just don't get it.
literally, in the director's like told the director to fuck off and shoved cake in his face.
They're probably
like,
they're probably
"Oh,
boys.
it's
And they've
just
probably got
Tristan."
dirt on one another
Yeah.
Well, I bet.
a lot of the
Boys
time.
club. Boys.
So
You see it
anything
again
on
in so many
Tristan's
workplaces.
director?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know next.
Let's get Tristan's director on and try and get him to open up about
Yeah.
it, get the dirt, and then he can actually sack Tristan.
Yeah.
Right, shall I give us one last story, at least from me?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I did promise poo, so here we go.
Okay.
So about 20 years ago, I used to work in a department store in Bolton. Represent. This chap came shuffling up
Aren't
to
you
me
from Bury?
as I was on the shop floor. Yeah, but, you know, I've got family from Bolton.
Oh.
I spent a lot of time around Bolton.
Right. Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right?
Okay,
All
well,
right. All right.
girls, please.
She started it.
Well, I'm ending it.
So I worked at this department store in Bolton. This chap came shuffling up to me as I was on the shop floor, asked me where the customer toilets were. I directed him to the toilets, which happened to be located next to the changing rooms, and he shook a load of maggots at me. No, it's not. He walked off in the direction of the toilet changing rooms and thought nothing more of it. 20 minutes later, another customer comes to me looking pale and informs me that someone appears to have had explosive diarrhea all over the changing room. I go and have a look, and sure enough, I'm greeted by a scene of horror. We looked on CCTV and found the phantom shitter was indeed the chap that I'd directed to the toilet 20 minutes prior. You can't make it up. The place was, for those who know, Whittaker's in Bolton, which does not exist anymore, so no need for anonymity.
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah, so like
How do you get it everywhere?
Yeah, he
Within
must
the
have just
toilet
leant
bowl
forward.
fine.
Yeah,
Go on.
or around the toilet bowl, fine.
It's that if it's on the walls,
Yeah.
you've done some Peter Parker
Yeah.
shit there. Like
What, like,
Projectile diarrhea, that.
I think I've told you this, but I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast. Years ago when I was in uni, I remember going from one uni building to another. You had to go on this like little thin alleyway.
Yeah.
And I was most of the way down it, and there was a bloke walking the same direction as me who was in front of me. And I was on my phone, didn't think anything of it. It's just dressed in work gear, smart shirt, smart trousers. And I look up, and he's walking in. I look down at my phone to text someone. I look back up, and suddenly he's arched forwards, pants round his ankles, and there's about a 2 meter long line of just shit all the way down the pavement. And I was like, what do I do? I have to walk past him. I have to go through this. So I kind of scoot round, and I'm like, are you okay? Silence.
That's really lovely of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he might be actually quite ill. I was like, do you need me to call someone? Are you all right? Silence. Hello? Silence.
He's just horrified someone's seen it.
I just
He's
walked
like,
on because
yeah,
I was
he's
like,
literally
do you know
if
what? That's
I don't
probably what it
acknowledge
is.
if I don't acknowledge this, I can pretend that nobody saw it.
And like, I suppose if he got that like diarrhea feeling and was like, this is coming now, whipping your pants down, is forward thinking, because then he can give himself a little wipe, pull his pants up and get back onto wherever he was going. But for me, it was right behind him. If I was a few feet closer, that would have gone on my shoes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Those shoes. My fucking new shoes.
Yeah.
But wasn't there like a secret? Isn't that a public path?
It's absolutely a public footpath, yeah.
Could you not have gone off piste?
At
Clearly
that
he was
point,
desperate.
no, because we were like right about to come onto the main road.
You just shit
But-
yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You just shit yourself.
Yeah.
You do it in your pants.
Yeah.
You don't. You just. You don't. You
You
just
keep
shit
some
yourself.
integrity and you shit in your own trousers.
I would.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
I'd rather chuck my trousers away in my pants
Yeah.
Yeah.
than knowing that people are going to use this footpath.
Are you
Yeah.
alright? No, leave me alone.
It was just, it was like,
Yeah, like, it's like, if I don't look up, he won't see my face.
yeah.
If I don't say, he won't know my voice.
So with that in mind, coming back to this man in Bolton, I've seen the force that these people can shit at. So that probably makes sense. Maybe he did do it like a sprinkler system. He just put his bum in the air and went like around the walls.
It still doesn't. It's. I just can't imagine it. I just can't see it.
You got any more stories for us?
None that don't paint me in an awful light.
I love that Turkish story from Dungeons.
Oh my god.
Does that paint you in a bad light?
No, not really. It only paints you in a bad light that you're allowed to break character
Right.
when things are going shit. It is wild what some guests thought they could get away with. The school groups.
Yeah, horrendous.
I get it when school groups come round, they don't
Yeah.
speak any English.
Yeah,
This is a really boring hour and a bit for you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
yeah.
We had a school group, a Turkish school group,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I could understand a bit what they're saying, and their English was good, so
Right.
they knew what was going on, and you can sort of we were all talking to each other in the chat, being like, school group coming round, they're arseholes.
Because this is the thing, they also
Oh.
tell you, don't forewarn other people if it's an arseholey school group coming around, because you don't want people to like be disheartened. But sometimes you have to forewarn them, because if they're that twatty,
Yeah.
you kind of do need to brace for it. They were so loud. And you'd always just be like, this is
you
so
just-
overstimulating.
and you could hear 'em
awful.
coming
and you
sometimes,
could always
oh,
hear them
fucking
coming,
hell,
here
and
we
you'd be
go.
like, here we go. And you're relying on the teachers to do their job. And like you would, and there would be times where at the end of the show, I would go up to the teachers and be like, if they carry on behaving like that, they'll be kicked out in 2 shows. And I don't know if we were meant to do it, but I was like,
You had to.
you have to,
Because some of the boys,
Oh,
they
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
were some of the worst.
they were awful. Yeah.
So what was so horrible about
Yeah.
these kids?
Yeah.
They were having a laugh. They were having the time of their life. And
Mm.
in torture, where you're getting things shoved up your bum
Yeah.
and like your willy chopped off, because
Yeah.
it's all you always had to pick a man for that
Sure,
one.
yeah.
And then I was doing Pest House, which arguably is a talky show and maybe one of the most boring ones.
Yeah.
And I
Pest.
thought-
Oh god, Pest.
and
House.
because you're so close in, like, if
Yeah.
I'm in Pest House, you got a little bar where like I'm
Mhm.
gonna eventually start dying.
Yeah.
In
Right.
this show, you've got 3 minutes
Yeah.
to sort of die,
Yeah.
but you're close. I thought, I don't want these little twats near me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
So I thought I don't speak Turkish, but I can get enough. So when I went to collect them, I shouted in Turkish. I was like, children, shut up. And I said it in Turkish.
Yeah.
And they turn around and then thinking that they'd be scared. No, that fucking egged them on. They were like, oh, how diablo, which is like sister, like, oh, they were like, are you Turkish? Do you speak I was like, oh fuck, I've just set something off here, and then it made them rowdier and worse.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought it might scare them.
Yeah.
They were fucking gassed.
So were they a proper pain in the arse then for you?
But the whole, and it's always in the female shows, like Witch and Mary Jane Kelly.
And Mrs. Lovett.
Yeah. They think with Mary Jane Kelly, who for those of you who don't know, was one of the victims of Jack the Ripper. Yeah. And she's obviously a working girl. And sometimes it's like they think either we're doing a really good job acting, but they really think we're prostitutes and working girls. And and a lot. I heard it before I'd started. Like, I had this guy linger at the end of MJK. I was like, oh, that'll be a one-off. No, it's not a one-off. It happens quite a lot. It is wild.
Though I would say I had Jeff Goldblum for one of my MJK shows.
Wow.
Just dropped that in there, and I flirted with him and told him that he left his gloves in my room last night, and he was like, oh well, okay then. Okay.
Yeah,
I can imagine that's how I replied.
You can stay behind, Jeff.
I was like, you're all right. Yeah. You can linger. You're fine.
Do you remember, were you there when Margot Robbie was there?
So do you know what's annoying is I was meant to be on that shift and I got it covered.
I was Jester. I was like the first show. And it was a great show. Yeah. It was really good. It was fucking brilliant.
I loved Jester. That was my favourite character.
Yeah, that was mine as well.
And you were Jester for Margot Robbie?
Yeah, I had not a clue.
No way.
And someone said apparently she's coming, someone's seen her come through the main part of the building. I was like, I don't think she's here. I've been in the lift, like I can see, and it's like it wasn't that big that day. There wasn't many people. Yeah. It's because she's not as tall as what I thought she was. And it wasn't until the next show in Conspirator, someone went, what's your name? And she goes, Margot. And you're not meant to pick on famous people. Like, we had Jude Bellingham there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he came in last year. I couldn't not like comment on like, all right, well, take a seat. Like, that was great. Everyone was gassed to see it.
I had Bonnie Blue. Yeah, in 10
Define
bells.
had.
I did Bonnie Blue in 10 bells. So,
did you?
Yeah, and then I performed the show.
Did you? Bonnie Blue went to the London
Dungeons? Blue came to the London Dungeons, yes, and she was perfectly fine. She was well into it. She was actually a really good guest. Someone put her in a cage. I think she got put in a cage a couple of times.
Right.
And
the men were lingering again.
Honestly, you really saw the colours of some of the men we worked with because they were gassed.
Were they?
Some of them were gassed, yeah. And you were just like, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But then when you saw all the boys like lighting up on the group chat and stuff, you're like, oh well, yeah, that paints a picture.
Like Bonnie Blue's just gonna suddenly shag him there and then in the middle of work.
I mean, she might.
True.
Content. If she got it, she could film it and then pop it on. Like, did them in the dungeons. I don't know. Like literally. Is that everything?
I think that's everything.
Excellent. All right. Shall we play top and bottom?
So top and bottom is a game where we're going to spin a wheel of categories, and whatever it lands on, we are all going to give our top and bottom answers in that category. That feels quite relevant.
Torture devices does feel relevant.
Is this like
Let's do it?
When better than
top and bottom
two
torture
London dungeon workers here. So you guys lead, and I'll just follow on this one because I'm not that well up on the torture devices.
It's the pair.
Wait, is that? I was going to say, is that the one you shove up the bum and then you open it?
Yeah, that's the
pair. Oh yeah, no, I'd have that. I'd pick that as my top.
Would you?
That's pretty good. Yeah,
that's your top.
Great. Although, is this to use or to have done on you? Very good. Pair of anguish. Yeah.
I reckon that Chinese water torture would be a bit of a bitch.
What the fuck is that?
It's when they drip a drop of water on your head in the same place, just continuously.
Are you saying that's top or bottom?
No, it's one of the worst, so probably top.
Top.
Is it like top, one of the best? I think having your nails pulled off.
I was going to say that.
What device does that? The nail puller? Is there a technical term for it?
I think there are like tongues, aren't
there?
Yeah.
What would be a bottom torture device?
As in what I would be fine with being tortured with?
Yeah, like...
All torture's a bit shit, isn't it? Like
just like a little pokey stick.
I wouldn't want the rack.
No.
That is...
I would not want the rack.
I don't want to be stretched out.
No.
That's nasty.
Not in that way.
No.
I looked straight to Phoebe when you said that because I knew it was fucking coming.
So like torture devices... If we're looking at the London Dungeons...
Yeah, talk me through some of the options.
The rack?
You've got the rack, the hook...
What's
that
the
was
hook?
you basically just stuck it in and hung. You stick it in at the bottom of the head and then hang them or something.
Which is
like that.
I never learned.
Oh.
That was like a backup script.
That was a backup script.
Oh, really? Fair
It
enough.
replaces the pear, and the pear is.
Yeah.
I think the pear's one of my favourite things, and so you meant to it meant to replace the pear with the hook, and so you meant to say like you hook them in like their eyes or or up the nose, and then you tend to bend over and then shove a hook up their arse, or in the bottom of their head here in that soft
nasty.
spot. That's basically it. But you just sort of have to try and hit the same beats you would with the pear, but with a hook.
Sure.
Just no. Just you're gonna stand in silence.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
And go, oh, we'll get you with this hook.
Yeah.
You could talk about the
we'd
rack
hook
as
you.
well.
Yeah, you could talk about the rack. And sometimes they would come in, like the supervisor would be watching your show, and they'd be like, "Tell us about the rack."
I'm
And
like,
you'd be
yeah,
like-
you'd be bloody lucky.
That's workplace discrimination.
And you'd be like, it's over there. And people get tied to it, and we pull it. But yeah, the chappy chopper.
Yeah,
was
the willy chopper.
The willy chopper.
The willy
Winky
chopper.
chopper.
The winky
Yeah.
chopper. That'd be down there
Yeah.
for me, I think.
There was 2 for all sizes.
Yeah.
The 2 sizes
Yeah.
of willy you can have,
Yeah.
big and
Yeah.
small.
Big and small. There
Sure.
you
That's
go.
it. And then tongue terror.
Tongue terror.
I won't like my tongue getting ripped out.
No,
No.
I wouldn't. No, I don't think I'd like that either.
What about that? They put like a
Or
cup
having
or
your
a,
teeth pulled out.
put a cup or a bucket on you, and they put a rat in it.
Out. If I was in room 101, it'd be rats or bees.
Would it?
Yeah,
Ooh.
straight up.
We've got a final question for Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beth, what's your biggest pet peeve?
I have loads of pet peeves. I'm quite anal to live with,
Right.
Fair.
but because I like everything in order. But I have so many pet peeves. You go for a shit. I'm sorry. It's just what I've thought about.
No, you don't
Go
need to
for a shit.
apologise. You be honest.
You've had it. You wiped your bum. You flushed. You maybe even bleached. There's a smell in the air still. You leave the bathroom and you don't shut the fucking door behind you. It seeps into the flat.
It
Yeah.
does.
My mum used to always
Yeah.
say that. She went, "Can you shut the door after a shit?" I'm like, "You can't even smell it." Yeah, you
we
can.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
smell your shit.
Yeah.
Shut the fucking door once you've had one.
Especially if it's like a windowless bathroom.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
not opened a window.
Yeah.
Like,
And then it's seeping into like, because like my bedroom, my flatmate's gonna be like, "Okay, Beth, let's airing our dirty laundry out."
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it as
Yeah.
well. That's how I know it's stinky.
Sure.
Yeah.
And our pipes are fucked.
Yeah.
So it's also not entirely our fault.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh God, it's going into my room, my lovely room that smells like fucking Jo Malone dupe candles from Aldi." I'm like, it smells like fucking poo.
Yeah,
When I
you
lived on
went-
my own
you
though,
went-
different rules.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
well,
shat with
yeah.
the door open,
Yeah,
left the
shit-
door
it's
open.
your
Shit in
own.
the
It's
sink.
your own
Yeah, shit in the
it's your own
sink, shat in
brew.
bed.
You can handle your own brew. It's like with a
Yeah.
fart. You can even if it stinks, you can most of the time
You
handle
go,
your own brew.
1932 vintage.
That's what I had last night for dinner. I really can't stand
That's
it.
a good pet peeve.
I think that's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
fair.
it's fat. That's absolute solid.
Yeah.
Right, was that everything?
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me. I'd
Thank
like to
you.
say hello to my mum back in Leeds and all my family back in Leeds.
Oh,
And that's
I'm
it.
sure they're
everyone.
watching. Sick.
Amazing.
Okay.
I'm a sort of like a big dopey dog who doesn't know his size. You know, those dogs that always try and sit on like a little chair. Or,
My
like, on
dog
someone's
used to like
lap.
that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I can
And
see
you both
that.
had dogs in your youth.
Yep.
No.
Oh,
Both my parents were allergic to cats and dogs.
Ooh, that
Did you-
sucks.
rabbits.
Rabbits, yeah,
You had rabbits.
we did. And
I
then
did.
I had a
This is
rabbit.
true. Are we recording? Because this is a true story.
Yeah, I am
When I
recording.
was little, all 3 of the rabbits died within quick succession, and it was around the time that Gareth Gates released the charity single "Spirit in the Sky," and I couldn't listen to it because it made me cry so much.
Aww.
Because my rabbits had died.
Oh,
You pussy.
Yeah, so
that's
put that
not
in.
generous. That's awful. What are the names
Now
of your
you're seeing their
rabbits?
true colours.
Yeah, I am.